Hello, good people. Hey guys, I just want to say something very quickly. Yeah, guys, you'll find yourself, on like YouTube and Instagram and whatnot, looking for advice from regular people just like me. Sometimes we give good advice, sometimes we give bad advice, right? But at the end of the day, right, what's really important, right? Be careful who you're listening to, right? So, for example, right now I'm reading a book. It's called Always Hungry, right? So, before I read the book, I first look at the person's credentials because there's nothing worse than reading a book by somebody who's an idiot, or you end up not benefiting anything. So, spending what like 10 hours on a book and not really benefiting anything or benefiting very little from it. So, the guy, right, who wrote Always Hungry, right? First, he's a professor at Harvard Medical School, and then he's also an MD as well, and he's also a professor for another program of Harvard, I think public health or something like that, right? He's also a medical doctor, right? He's conducted what like over 100 peer-reviewed clinical studies, right? So the guy is quite smart and he's very well researched in this area of nutrition. Um, so some things that he says in the book contradict the keto diet a little bit, and I'm okay with that. Why? The problem with traditional diets, or the way we approach diets at the moment, is that most people approach them like a religion, some form of like weird religion, right? Where a person is like, I follow this thing strictly no matter what. It depends. Like, let me give you some scenarios, right? There's a person right now who's like a fruitarian, like who follows like a fruit diet, right? And if you talk to that person, they will swear by it. They will tell you like everybody should eat fruit. But in truth, there's somebody right now, if they eat a fruit, they will die, like because they're allergic to fruit. So if you go by that logic, like that diets should not be strict in that sense, but more of like a diet, more of like a guide, and depending on what you actually want to achieve. So as important as weight loss is, like the keto diet is absolutely awesome for that, right? But you have to also consider long term, like okay, what are your energy levels? What's the best diet for your energy levels? What's the best diet that will help you become more productive at work? What's the best diet? And it may not necessarily be a traditional keto diet. It may be something in between, right? Like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But right, what's important is what you actually learn from the keto diet. Uh, that just that level of ketosis, right? Which is why I always often advocate, right? If you're gonna go keto, right, it's usually best to go as 100% possible on natural foods as possible. Like, just limit the amount of processed foods that you're eating. Just eat as much natural foods as you can, and I think you'll be more or less fine, right? But with that being said, we all have different tolerance levels for carbohydrates, right? So somebody can stay in ketosis on 100 carbs a day, net carbs a day. Somebody's 30, somebody's 20, somebody's. So what's very important is that you must test test often, and even though, right, it's good that you don't need a gym like on a keto diet. I often recommend going to the gym. Why? It affects so many other areas of your life, right? Besides the fact that you look good naked, your energy levels, your productivity levels, how you relate with your children, how you relate with your family, how you relate with your friends, what you can do, what you can't do. Yeah. So, guys, yeah, think about those things. It's just a few things. Just think about them and as to how they can affect you. But do not approach the keto diet like a religion. It is not a religion. It's a very good guide. Will take you in the right direction, but be open to research, because as we're sitting here talking like this, somebody could be coming up with like very good research that contradicts the keto diet, and you have to be ready for it, and you have to be ready for whatever the consequences are, because in the end there are many consequences of the keto diet that has not yet been looked into, like clinically, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts. By the way, the book that I told you that I read is Always Hungry by Dr. David Ludwig, I think. Very brilliant guy, right out of Harvard. Has some great, like, nutrition wise, in this space of nutrition. He's very smart, and by the way, guys, like, even him being an expert, being an expert and all, right? There was something conducted, or not even something conducted. Somebody once said, like, who's an expert in the nutrition science as well. He said the problem with nutrition science, right? Nutrition science is like similar to like what brain surgery was in the 19 or 1800s, right? Even though they made their own discoveries back then, you wouldn't want to be operated on using the science that they had back in those days, right? Why? Because they had very limited research and knowledge. Now, probably our children, probably 100 years from now, our great grandchildren will be looking at us like we were crazy. Some of the things that we're doing, some of the ideas that we're exploring, some of the ways that we'll be doing things, they'll be looking at us like we were cavemen, like our great grandchildren. If some of you survive to the point where you see your great grandchildren, they'll be looking at you like you're a caveman and wondering, this lady, this guy, where were they born? Anyway, guys, yeah, those are my just thoughts for the day. I hope you guys have fun with it. Anyway, guys, have fun. Cheers. Let's go 360 with it. 360.